Hello, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day two of Money Summit. Thanks for staying tuned and thanks for joining us for day two of Money Summit. Yesterday was amazing. We had the phenomenal moment of learning the monetizable skills of the new economy by Dr. Abiodun Mustafa, and we had the privilege of learning about monetizable products, okay, in the new economy. It was really, really amazing with Elizabeth Samuel. All right, today we want to welcome you as we start the session, and we will be learning on how you can monetize influence with social media. And we have already at the backstage Precious Babatunde. All right, immediately after this introduction, she will be taking a session, and I want you to get ready, get prepared, get your writing materials, and begin to get prepared for this amazing session. All right, Precious Babatunde is ready to give you all the best in on the topic today. All right, stay tuned as we introduce Precious Babatunde.
Leadership Compass, Fees, Venus Africa, Dotland Properties, Home.ly UK, Faith Church Akoka, and many more. Her combined writing and social media management expertise, alongside her background in nutrition and dietetics, have also been valuable assets to organizations like Diet Tech Africa, a digital platform designed to provide telenutrition care to Africans living with or at risk of developing non-communicable diseases. Precious Babs, as she is often called, life's theme is to grow and to grow. This spurs her to share faith, finance, fashion, and lifestyle content with young adults on her social media platforms and blogs. She currently serves on the board of the Leadership Compass and the Faith Entrepreneurship and Employability Scheme, FEES, and is a future forward female, 25 under 25 awardee in the Partner in Purpose category. This individual is none other than Precious Babatunde. Can we give her a resounding applause as we welcome her to the podium?
All right, good morning, everyone. Guys, influence on social media. So I know many of us were conversant with social media, and we are probably on so many platforms where we share different things, but many people don't know that you can actually use your influence on these platforms to generate funds. So basically, you can just imagine yourself waking up every morning, you are doing what you love doing, and you're actually earning a substantial amount from it. No, it's not a dream, it's what some people are actually doing, and they are achieving so much with it. So that's what I'm here to tell you about. I'm here to talk about how you can monetize your influence with social media. So, as we all know, you have probably heard that content is king. And yes, content is actually, if you see, the world has gone to almost everybody now is on social media. And it seems as if you are not on social media, it's like you are living in the bush. So, that is why it's always important that, I don't know, before I start going in, please, can you confirm that you can hear me? Yes. Before I start going, I'm going. Can you hear me, please? Oh, okay. All right. So thank you. So as we all know, like I was saying, content is king, and in today's digital media presence, it's important that you're online because that's where everyone is. Brands are online, businesses are now online, even individuals are online, and there are ways you can actually make money from this thing. And I'm sure if you probably if you have not listened now, you need to go and listen to the session yesterday on monetizable skills. You will see that Mr. Abiodun emphasized the importance of like he mentioned one of the skills that you can monetize in this digital economy is actually content creation. Also, if you also listen to Elizabeth when she was speaking, she also mentioned digital products and everything. I'm still going to dive deep into all of that, but it's just to tell you that if you've probably not listened to the class of yesterday, then you need to probably after this. I joined a meeting yesterday, so I could not join in real time. But that was one of the things I watched this morning, and I can tell you that it's mind blowing. So if you've not watched the one of yesterday, please ensure you do that. So, like I was saying, content is king, and your online presence can be a powerful tool for building a personal brand and also generating revenue. So many people just think, oh, I can just come and post. And that's how many people started actually. They just started from posting things they like, posting things they enjoy. From there, they saw that, oh, it's possible, people are interested in this thing. They built a community from it. And from there, they were able to start monetizing. So it might seem like, oh, it's just, let me just be posting and posting. But it's something that if you're intentional about, you can actually make money from it. So one thing I would have us keep in our mind as we go along with this class is that you you're a brand. That's the thing. Many people are not conscious of this, so you just see them doing anyhow on social media. You see them posting anything. You see them. It even boils down to what you repost, what you share, what you like, the kind of content you interact with. If you are conscious that you're a brand, it will determine the type of content you are going to interact with, the kind of people you are going to follow, even the type of things you are going to be posting. So that's why you must actually have it at the back of your mind that you're a brand. And if you probably have someone sitting beside you, I would like you to tell the person that you're a brand. So act like one. So probably you should also put it in the comment section so that I know that you're following me. That you are a brand and you should act like one. So once I've seen that, I'll continue. I'm not seeing your comments. Okay, all right. So yeah, you're a brand to act like one, and that's why I'm going to be going to the first step, which is important. So many people will be like, "Oh, monetizing. So how do I monetize?" The first thing actually, you need to build your brand, and like I already said, that you're a brand, so you need to act like one. And the first step is to build a personal, strong brand on social media. And many people are always like, "Oh, there's so many words. You are just speaking branding, branding. What is it all about?" Branding is basically how you are perceived. I know many people are always conscious of, oh, I don't, you cannot control, people say, oh, you cannot control how people perceive you. I put it to you that you can actually. It depends on how you behave, how you interact, how you also position yourself on social media to be. You can influence people's perception of you with your social media presence. So that's one of the ways to know that, I mean, to actually know that you're a personal brand and you need to be conscious of it. So brand is basically how people perceive you. Your brand is how people perceive you. What do people think of when they hear your name? For me now, most because of I've consciously built a brand around social media presence. Sorry, I don't know where the plane is going to, but you can probably hear the noise. So you would have, if one thing that many people you would hear them say whenever they mention my name is, oh, is either they are talking about media or they are talking about social media, because that's what I've consciously put in the face of people. There are so many other aspects of my life that I've not consciously built, because that's not what I want to be perceived as. But because I want to be perceived as a social media manager, as a content developer, that's what I push on all of my social media channels. So that's how to build a personal brand. Then also your personal brand is one way to build it. You need to understand your unique values. So many of us are just we just post anything. I was going through someone's page yesterday and I was just like, nah, I'm not sure this person knows who people think she is, because you can just see so many different things on her page post of. I'm not saying it's bad to post other people on your page, but when it's more like it's those other people that are dominating, and for her, that page was more like her building a personal brand. It was not aligning, because it's more like it's more of she was it seems more as if she was speaking about other people more than herself. She was speaking about what other people are doing more than actually based off of what she was trying to project. So that's why when you are building your personal brand, one of the things you also need to be conscious of is your unique value. You also need to define your target audience. Many people are just posting online without knowing who they want to target, or who they are creating for, or who they are posting for, or who are the people they are looking forward to that would actually pay or monetize, that they'll be able to monetize. For me, if you go through all of my social media platforms, one thing is consistent. I've written it in my bio. I'm sharing my 20 something journey with people in their 20s. So that way you already know that my major target audience are people in their 20s. It's clear from my bio. Even so, just from my bio, you already know that, oh, this person is speaking to people in their 20s. So if you are probably not in your 20s, you might not be interested, but you might also be interested because it will spark your curiosity. Then when you now go to my post and you start watching, you can already tell that, oh, truly she's speaking to people in her 20s because of the type of content I create, the way I create it. I already have an idea of my target audience. So, and this flows across all of my content, both on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I recently joined TikTok. Well, TikTok is not really my thing, but also because of I need to be there, I'm there. So But one thing is that I'm consistent across all of these platforms. Another thing that ensures, Abi, that shows my consistency across these platforms, if you search for my name, Abi, for my name on all of these platforms, it's the same username I'm using across board. So fine, it might probably be difficult for some people because probably someone else is already using that username. But you can find a unique username. That's part of your personal brand. Once people hear Precious Babs, they already know what they are thinking about. Because I've constantly and consciously built a personal brand around Precious Babs that every channel that you go to, whether it's TikTok, yeah, I also have a YouTube channel, but it's not so active. Even on there is also Precious Babs that is there. And you can see there's consistency across all of these channels because I'm building a personal brand that are monetizing. So one of the things you also need to be conscious of is that you need to define your target audience and you need to be consistent across all of your social media platforms. Then the major thing, like I said, is content is king. So tell someone beside you that content is king. So as much as you are building your personal brand, you've done a very good bio, you've done a very good, oh, you are using the same name across board. What then are you putting out? Are you just posting anything and everything? What you are posting, are you posting it to speak to your audience, or you are just, and everything goes on your page, everybody can just post anything, or you see one post somewhere, you repost, you like? And also, who are the people that you are interacting with on all of these social media platforms? Many people, that's one thing many people are not conscious of. And if you are looking forward to working with brands, is one thing you need to be very conscious of. Because there are so many brands that will do their background check before they, it's the same thing with jobs. I remember, okay, the award that I got last year, one of the things that was the prerequisite was we were supposed to submit our social media handles, and because of it was more like a judged kind of award, so it's not the one where you are voting or anything. They created like a board that sat down on everybody's profile. They went through everything and they scrutinized and all of that. Our social media pages was one of the things that they actually scrutinized, and fine, I got the award. So I was just like, imagine if I'd probably posted something at some point that it was not making sense or was abusive, I've insulted someone and everything. And at the point where I'm being scrutinized, I don't know the extent to which they went and searching through my social media pages. So imagine I could have just probably lost that award. So it's the same thing when you are looking to monetize your social media influence. You need to be conscious of what you post, the people you interact with online. For me, I don't know. All of this joining, I be pushing for giveaways. I don't like this. For me, I find it off brand. Some people, yeah, they don't mind actually. They still feel it's still a good thing. But like, oh, every giveaway you are there, you're in the comments saying, oh, I want to. If you know the kind of standard you are trying to build and the kind of brands you are even targeting to actually work with in the future, you will know that there are some certain things that others may, I cannot. Every other person can be following this page, can be asking for 2K in people's DM every other day. But you knowing that you are trying to monetize your influence on social media, there are some things that you will not even, if they are even bringing it to your face, you would avoid it. So that's one thing that you need to be conscious of when you're building your personal brand. Then one thing again is that many of us, because we are, the world is becoming very money conscious, and I actually understand. We all know that we all need money for so many things. Many people are not willing to take time and build. So some people just want to jump on social media today and by tomorrow they are earning money. Fine, it works for some, but you probably don't know the background story of how those kind of people are able to do it. It's possible that they had already built an audience on a particular platform before they move to the other platform. So that way, the next day they can start earning money. Or even they themselves, they've built their personal brand to the point that even if they are just opening Instagram today, they are going to get 5 million followers. I recently was hearing of Messi when he created Messi, the popular footballer. Like, I'm not sure if it's Messi or Ronaldo. One of them, I'm not really conversant with football like that. One of them actually opened a YouTube channel and the person broke record because in one day, I think they said they had about a trillion followers in one day of just creating a YouTube channel. So that kind of person, he has already built a personal brand outside of social media. So by the time he's coming, he's just coming to pack all of the money on social media platforms because he has built a personal brand outside of that. So one thing you need to be conscious of, you need to actually be patient enough. You need to be willing to grow. You need to consistently and consciously build your brand before you can monetize influence on social media. So now you might see now, oh, Precious have been speaking so much about branding. I'm here for the money. So all right. So let's go to the money actually. So now I'm going to share how you can actually monetize your influence on social media. So once you've built a solid foundation, like I said, you've built a personal brand that people can relate with. People know your values. People know who your target audience are. People know the kind of content you create, then you already know that yes, okay, then I'm ready for monetization. So one of the ways that you can actually monetize is through brand partnerships. So you can collaborate with brands that align with your values and audience. I specifically wrote that down in my notes because many people just think, oh, every brand that comes, I can jump on it. Nah, if you know you are building for somewhere and you are building for bigger brands, there are some things that you will not affiliate yourself with. Some brands will come very tempting. I remember sometime, I think it was last year. Yeah. And that time, sef, at that season, I think I was not really getting gigs as much as I used to. And one brand reached out to me. It was a bleaching product or something. And they're like, oh, they want me to help them to promote their product, this, that. It was very enticing. Like the money was, and many of these things actually, many of these brands are always willing to pay very huge sum. But because I know that I cannot promote what I will not use, that's my own one of my core values with social media. Now I'm not going to promote what I myself will not be able to personally use. So I have to let go of the brand. And also because I know the kind of audience I have, it's not something they would also patronize because I know the kind of people the community I've built around myself with my social media posts, and I know the kind of people that follow me. So even if I even take it on self, it's possible that many of the people following me will not buy it because they also is not also in their value system to use such kind of products. So when you are trying to monetize and you are trying to partner with brands, you need to be conscious that the brands align with your value system and your audience. Because again, you can take them on, and many of these brands they are partnering with you because they too they want to make money. Fine, they are going to pay you, but they are also after their money. So if you now partner with a brand and you do not give them the money that they want, or your brand partnership did not yield the results that they want, obviously it will taint even your brand, and it would even taint the possibilities of you working with other brands in the future. So you need to, from the jump, define the type of brands that you want to work with and work with them. The next, another method by which people monetize influence on social media is through affiliate marketing. So if you listen to Mr. Abiodun yesterday, he actually mentioned it also. I know many of us are not conscious. You probably just see people say, oh, once you want to buy from this brand, use my code. They are making money from some of this code. So it's two ways. It's either they partner with the brand and they are providing discounts to you. So the brand has probably paid them ahead. Or another way is through this affiliate marketing. So anybody that uses their code, they are getting a particular amount for it. So if it's probably for a brand like is a clothing brand, and I say, oh, when you want to purchase from this brand, use Precious Babs. Some of us might even give you like 5% or 10% discount. But for everybody that uses that code Precious Babs, I'm being paid for it. That's one way that you can actually monetize on your social media. So just to be sure that I've not lost my audience. So I'd like someone to actually say one thing that they've learned so far in what I've said. Okay, yes, I can see qualify the brand you want to work with. Yes, so thank you. So I guess I can continue. So the next one is sponsored content. I don't know if there are people that are very versatile with you. I'm a lover of YouTube. There was a season in my life where I'm on YouTube every day because YouTube is a university that is free, and many people actually are not using it. But I've just given you that gist that YouTube is a university that is free. You want to learn anything, you want to grow anything, you want to become better at something, YouTube is free. Please find the channels that will give you all of this content. So I mentioned YouTube because I'll still go to the way you can make money from YouTube. But one of the ways people make money on off some of these channels is sponsored content. So if you are someone that you are very conversant with watching YouTube videos and all of that, you would see that a particular YouTube post, I'll be probably podcast, you can say, oh, this post is sponsored by this brand. That's one way to monetize on. They are paying for that session actually. They are the ones, the brand that sponsor that content to pay for. If you are probably using a studio, they are the one that will pay for it. They would also even pay the people that, and also bring gifts for, probably it's a podcast and you invited people. They would also provide gifts for you to give all of it. So that's a way you can monetize your influence on social media. But again, for you to actually have the influence, you must have built your personal brand. Another way you can monetize influence on social media is by selling digital products. And like I said yesterday, Elizabeth really spoke extensively on it. Digital products. You can either, so now I've to an extent been able to build and I understand some of the what works on all of some of these platforms. So I can start selling a digital product tomorrow on, oh, how to grow your social media page, oh, what to post on social media, how to build your personal brand. That's digital products. That's a way to monetize. And people will buy it because number one, I have a track record of how I've done it for my own personal brand, how I've done it for other brands, and it's sellable. So as you are a brand, you are also marketable. Just even, oh, probably you are into fashion content and the likes. People can see that, oh, let's start sponsoring this girl. She can start wearing our clothes and we pay her for it and all of that. So that's another method way to monetize your influence on social media. You can also sell courses. I know Elizabeth mentioned some courses that she was selling in yesterday's class. So that's one way to monetize your influence. You built an audience, sell to them, sell what you know, sell what you can do without stress, sell what you don't need someone to come and teach you, and you can do it and people would buy it because there are many people that need. And that's one thing many of us don't know, that many of the knowledge that we have, they're actually sellable. There are people that need all of this info that we have. Well, because we just feel like, oh, there's nobody that's interested in it. I'll still get to that part. But yeah, so you're a brand and you're also marketable. Another thing you can also do is to sell templates. So by templates is what I mean by, oh, you've probably used a process to, and it could even just be at your workplace. You've used a particular process or a particular tool and it has worked effectively. You've seen results, you've even been promoted at work at it. You can sell this to people on social media. Build a brand around it and tell people what you've done, how you've done it, the results it's yielded, and sell. That's one way to monetize on your influence on social media. Another way is also through membership programs. So if you recently TikTok, I've been on X, yes, since Elon Musk bought X, many people are now consciously making money on X actually. So you would see that those that have the blue tick, they're always posting things to be viral. It's because they know that they will be paid once they get to a particular number of views, a particular number of engagement on the post. So that's one of the ways you can actually monetize on social media. This also applies to YouTube. Once you've been able to build your audience, you have a particular number of views, you have a particular number of engagements, you'll be getting paid on YouTube just by creating content. So that's one way. There's also one thing that people do. They do these exclusive offers. I know recently I saw it on Instagram, but I'm not sure it's fully effective yet. So where you've probably built your brand to a point where you have 100,000, 10,000 followers. But you now get to a point that, oh, it's like I'm giving all of these people free content and they are not fine. They are liking my post, they are sharing it too, but I'm not making money from it. You can create an exclusive offer where it's just a certain people that can actually see a certain type of content that you create. It also works on YouTube. I know there was one time I stumbled on one, a particular brand. So I used to enjoy the I'll be a family. They are YouTubers, so I used to watch their content and everything. But it got to a point where they were like, no, they want to start creating some exclusive content, and we have to pay for membership and pay for all of those things. So that's another way to monetize on. Aside the platform even paying you, you can create exclusive content. And also know this also kind of works for TikTok with all of the old lives that they do and everything. That's another way to monetize on social. You monetize your influence. Then lastly, I would say the platforms. The platform also pays. Recently, we heard that Instagram is paying people actually. So I don't know. I've not seen anyone that has posted that they paid, but I know that once you get to a particular number of engagements on your post, Instagram pays you. Same thing with YouTube. Like I said, YouTube will pay you also for your engagement on your post and all of that. TikTok too also does that through their live, through all of this dance challenge and all of that. They are also getting paid. So that's another way to monetize influence on social media. So I've said so many things. I would like to share examples of people because it's more like I'm speaking vague things. So I don't know if we are conversant with someone called Tomike Adeoye. She's one person that I really admire because somehow I would say I've gone through her journey. Like I've been following her since during the lockdown. So I've seen how she has evolved over time and the kind of brands she has worked with. Recently, as at yesterday, I saw her where she posted that Meta, that's the owner of Facebook, Instagram, and the likes of them, flew out of the country to attend a conference. So she's the only one representing. I'm not sure if it's just Nigeria or the whole of Africa. I need to confirm that. She's the one representing them at the conference. And how did she do that? It's because of over the years she has consistently built her influence on social media. In fact, people now call her your influencer's influencer because even influencers are being influenced by her. The way she posts, the kind of content she creates, and everything. So one thing that would always help you to be able to monetize is when you can build a community off of what you are creating. And that's what good content will do. Because she creates content that many of us can relate to. From there, she started calling us her family members. From there, she became our Olori Ebi. And from there, she's monetizing. During the lockdown, she partnered with Maltina when they were launching the other flavors of Maltina. She was the one that was pushing it, and people. But now she has now even become a a permanent brand ambassador for Maltina. And now I was reading a story where she was like, "Oh, she just started with posting what she loves and online, and then people would even be saying she's doing too much. That must she post everything and all of that." But she grew over time. She evolved. She consistently built a personal brand, and now she's working with one of the big she's working with the biggest brands, not only in Nigeria. She has worked with brands both nationally and internationally. Talk of IPO, Mega Growth, different brands across the world. They are just flying her around because of what she had built a personal brand online, and she has been able to monetize it. There are other people too that we probably can relate to aside Tomike Adeoye. So I'll just mention a few. You can also check out their page. One thing for me with following people, I don't just follow anybody. I follow people based off of what am I going to learn from you? What value am I going to gain from following you? What will become better of me when I'm following you on social media? Aside from also the fact that I'm also conscious that because I'm a brand, people would also check the kind of people I follow. And if they see that, oh, Precious is following this, it also applies to me. Once I go to a person's page and I see that, oh, some of the people that I respect, they are following this person. I'm like, oh, this person is probably giving value. So let me follow. So you see that it's a chain, not just you are not just are you affecting your influence affecting yourself, you're also affecting the people that you're also influencing. So the kind of people you engage with is on. So a couple of people you can follow and see over time how they've monetized the social media on their social media. We have Praise Adio. She's also a Gen Z. She creates content about career, workplace. She started from sharing her struggles, finding a job while after school, and from there now she's working as a PR marketing agency. Recently, she's even selling out a course on how to become a PR person. She's already monetizing her page, even as that with the number of followers she has. Another person is the Independent Bella. I remember when I started following Independent Bella, she just basically loves sharing what she loves to wear. So she was creating fashion content. But you see the brands that she has even worked with recently, many of them are not even fashion related. But they are paying her for it because she has built a brand around herself that could be monetized. Another person that you probably might be aware of is Tolulope Solutions. She started from Nigeria, would speak about marriage, speak about parenting. She built a brand about something that people can relate to. And now she's working with brands in Canada, working with brands across the world. Another person you can also check is Salem King. There's also Phoenix Black. There are so many. So I'm sharing all of these examples so that you can know that these things are not far-fetched. And even I myself, I worked with a brand last year where they sell phone accessories and all of that. And they just called me, oh, Precious, come and help us. If you check through my Instagram post, you still see it there. So I created content for them, speaking to what they sell. They sell phone products and everything, and I got value money for it. So one thing we must be conscious of is that more, like Mr. Abionu mentioned, money is an exchange of value. So what value are you going to bring to the table that people will be willing to pay for? And like I already said, you yourself, you're a personal brand. So you just need to build enough value and give enough value on social media through your influence. and people will be willing to pay for it. So, like I've said so many things, so many people say, oh, there are so many challenges. So I'm just going to speak to some of the challenges that you can probably face while you're trying to monetize on social media. One of the things is that the algorithm changes. So yeah, one thing about the owner of Instagram or none of this platform, it feels as if they're always changing and changing everything every day. So what worked today might not work tomorrow. You probably already building a personal brand along a particular line, and you find out that, oh, that thing is not working again. So this is where you need to be proactive. This is where you need to be updated. You need to stay on top of trends. Know what has changed. Know how you can still key into what has changed and you can still monetize with it. They are bringing in new things every day on all of these platforms. Look for ways you can still monetize. Oh, people are just posting on LinkedIn. If you know how much people are making from LinkedIn, I'm sure even Mr. Abiodun found me on LinkedIn based off of how much I've been posting and all of that. There are people that they are called to speak because of how people have seen them write about what they do on LinkedIn or on any of these platforms. So you might think it's just something that, oh, I need to do something very grand. Just start from where you are. Start and consistently build. And be conscious that, oh, I'm building to monetize. So there are some things that I can do, I cannot do. There are some things that will not align with the kind of brands I look to partner with in the future. There are some things that will not that does not even align with my own personal brand, and you move another thing. Another thing is competition. So you might say, oh, everybody's already doing that. So maybe I should just rest my case and not be bothered. Oh, everybody's selling course online now. You just turn on LinkedIn, you see I'm selling how to monetize on LinkedIn. You see, because of that, you feel like, oh, maybe I should just be on my own. You just need to find your own unique and differentiating factor. What can you do differently from the other people that are already doing it? It should not hold you back from monetizing. You can actually make money off of any of these platforms as long as you are consistent and you don't allow, oh, people are doing it already, let me just stay on my own. The last thing is, oh, negative feedback. People can say, oh, you are doing too much and all of that. I used to say that you are not doing too much as long as you are still within the boundaries of your value system, you are within the boundaries of your spiritual belief system and all of that. You are not doing too much. we I'm sure probably a number of our audience are probably Christians. The Bible even already told us that we should let our light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So your light should shine, and while your light is shining, you can make money off your light being shining. So don't say, oh, people would say this, people would say that, and because of that, I'll just mind my business and not utilize my influence. Many of us we have influence even outside of social media. Now, our social media platforms are just waiting for us to bring that energy, bring that influence to the platforms, and you are growing. You are partnering with brands. You are working with brands both nationally and internationally. You are called to speak at places. You are entering into rooms that you think you don't even qualify for. But because of, oh, you are thinking of what people will say, what people will not say, and you are deciding to not do it. So some of the mistakes that we make while we are trying to monetize is we are impatient. Yes, there are some people that they want to come on social media today and tomorrow they want to start making a million. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Like I already said before, it probably will work for some people, but for you, you sometimes might need to patiently build and consistently build. It's not just Rome is not built in a day, like we all say. So you probably have to build consciously and consistently. But you should not say, oh, because of I joined Instagram today, nobody's calling me to come and partner with them. Nobody's saying, help me to sell this. Oh, people are not buying my digital products. And you just give up. No, you need to patiently grow and patiently wait it out. And you will see that you start monetizing over time. Also, many people are always like, oh, I don't even know what to create. I don't know what to do. I've already shared a number of things that you can do. But many people, if you see, you just need to start from probably what you enjoy. For me, there are some other creators that believe, oh, you should niche down from the start. For me, I'll be like, you are allowed to. There are two things I always say to myself. Number one, you are allowed to reinvent yourself. You can start with something today and you find out that, oh, over time it's not working. You can change it. So, but because of people are always like, oh, I want to find out one thing that I will do and everybody will know me for, you now hold back. Sometimes you will find out along the way when you start experimenting with things. So start from what you enjoy doing. If it's that you are someone that loves to dress up, you love looking good. Start by creating fashion content. Start by sharing, oh, your what you wear daily. There's this outfit of the day that I know there's someone that does it consistently. From there, you are building a personal brand around that. You might not even start with fashion, and later on you find out that, oh, it's cooking that I enjoy doing the most. You are allowed to invent yourself. So that should not limit you from monetizing on social media. You're allowed to invent yourself, and you're allowed to discover what you would stick to in the long run. But if niching down actually is what works for you too from the job, that you already know, oh, this is like, I love what Divine is doing. I always look forward to her post on LinkedIn because she has already built a niche around Japa. Fine, I don't know if she probably started creating content with about other things first before she found that. But she's from the job, you already know that, oh, this is what she's about, and this is. And I recently saw that she traveled to Berlin for a conference. That's one way her influence on social media has gained for her. So sometimes it might not even be actual money, it might be opportunities. It might be opportunities to attend conferences, it might be opportunities to speak in places, it might be opportunities to connect with people. So that's what your influence on social media can do. Another thing is just creating episode. I think I've already spoken about that. You're just posting anything, everything goes on your page. You're not conscious of the fact that you're a brand. Again, if you never remember anything as you are leaving this class, remember that you're a brand and you are marketable. If you know that you're a brand, you would act like it. You would use your influence like it. You would interact on social media like it. You know that there are some things that you should not do. Then, like I already said, being conscious of what people say. So you are not doing too much. You are doing just enough. So I think I'll stop here. And I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you can actually monetize on social media. And as always, I'm rooting for you. So I'll take questions if there are questions, actually. So I
All
cannot
right.
see the YouTube
Amazing,
question.
amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Precious.
Let me
That
go to
was an
YouTube so that I can
exceptional,
see questions. Well, I don't know
that
if
was
it
an
projected
exceptional
to.
session. That was really, really, really exceptional. Okay. I don't know if you want to share whether you have some sort of course, you have some sort of master class, or you have an offer that you want to make to the audience for those who want to join you from here, like those who want to take it up from here, they want to learn from you, they want to be mentored by you, they want to be trained. Can you just let us know about them? Maybe you have a
All right.
training program. Yeah, just let us know about it.
Okay, so I'm currently working on a course on editing, on video editing, because recently I've had issues getting editors. So I'm like, okay, it's time to transfer my knowledge. So I'll post that on my social media platform later. So you can just follow me across, like I said, across all board, you see Precious Babs underscore. But while on LinkedIn, it's Precious Babatunde. So also another thing I do is speak to how you can optimize your LinkedIn. So I'm also working on a course for that, but it's not out yet. So, but if you would want me to mentor you personally, my DMs is open. I'm always willing to. Like I said, my life thing is to grow and to groom. So as I'm growing, I also want to groom others. So my DM is open for you. You can either send a message on Instagram. No, I'm not really very active on Facebook, but LinkedIn, Instagram, X, TikTok, yes, available. So yeah.
All right, thank you so much. That was really amazing. That's Precious Babs for you. You can see the depth of knowledge she's got. Just go right now, go and follow on all platforms, Precious Babs underscore on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, and then she's more active on LinkedIn. In fact, you would
Yeah.
enjoy all the sauce, all the
Content.
pepper, all the nice jollof rice and mixture of fried rice. You will enjoy them on LinkedIn. Just type
LinkedIn,
Precious
yeah,
Babatunde on
actually.
LinkedIn and then just follow her. Thank you so much, Precious. Babs, this is really,
Yeah.
really amazing. Thanks for honoring us and thanks for doing
Yeah.
this with us. Talk to you
I'm
at the
good.
back end.
All right. Thank you.
All right, everyone. That's it from Precious Babs. We have our next guest already at the back of the stage. Okay, we have our next guest at the back of the stage, and he will be coming up just in few minutes. Okay, don't go anywhere. In just about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, thereabout, we will be having the phenomenal, the exceptional, faithful, or JBE.
a distinguished technical partner and engineering lead at Kinfolk Venture Capital, USA. With a keen eye for cutting-edge technology, he expertly manages the technical team and engineering infrastructure at Kinfolk while providing invaluable engineering consultancy to portfolio companies in various facets of application development, including design, coding, testing, research, and analysis. As the founding software engineer at Preq USA, a groundbreaking no-code data tool for business analytics, he plays a pivotal role in shaping the core infrastructure and contributing to the innovative advancements of the platform. With a passion for mentoring and guiding aspiring software developers, he has also served as a session lead at Udacity, where he successfully trained and guided over 200 students in their software engineering journey through the esteemed ALX program. With a rich and diverse career spanning 6 years, he has worked with prominent local and international companies, showcasing his exceptional skills as a software engineer. He holds a degree in physics from the prestigious Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, and was honored with the esteemed Most Needed in the Region award of the African Entrepreneurship Award by BMCE, Bank of Africa, in 2017. Beyond his professional accomplishments, his true passion lies in engineering, and he dedicates his free time to coaching young engineers, contributing to open source projects, producing tutorials and guides for engineering blogs, and indulging his love for classical and country music. This individual is none other than Faithful Ojebi. Let's give him a resounding applause as we welcome him to the podium.
So, hello everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. It's nice being here, and I think this is probably the second time I'm being invited to come and talk about this topic, money of the new economy. Times are changing. Every single day, there's something new that comes out, in the tech industry. There's always this, groundbreaking tool that is coming out every now and then. And how can we, possibly leverage, the tools that we have around us to, make money? So today we'll be talking about the money of the new economy, and basically we'll be, going through a couple of subtopics, or I would like to call them points, right? To explain the whole concept of money of the new economy. Now, money of the new economy is basically something other than money itself, right? What are the skills that you need? What are the tools that you need? What are the connections that you need that can bring you money as an individual? We'll first take a look at, knowledge and expertise. In the new economy, we specialized knowledge and cutting-edge expertise are valuable, traditional currencies. Anybody that, possesses exceptional expertise in their field, they can, leverage these to actually have super economic gains. For example, I would be sharing a lot of my personal stories. Taking a look at myself, I know if I look at myself 5 years, 6 years back, I wouldn't say I was this experienced, right, with what I do. And after a couple of years, because of my keen I have this passion for learning and actually improving myself, making sure that I am not left behind. Anything new that comes out, I always want to check up on the new technologies that are coming out every day, making sure that I'm not behind anything that's. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, have tried as much as possible to make sure that my knowledge is kept up to date. I don't have like stale knowledge about the tools I use. I don't have stale knowledge about, the work I do, the languages I write. Any new thing that comes, I'm always looking up the internet, reading textbooks, reading documentations and all of that, just so that when someone comes and approaches me and asks a question, I'm not there looking like, I don't know this kind of exists. So like, people are always shocked that for almost every question that they ask me, I have like a response to give. It's almost like I always like, even if it's little knowledge, I have little knowledge about something. I'm always being able to contribute to, different environments, not only professionally, religiously, like various aspects. And I'm this kind of person that I try as much as possible to like learn new skills. So like if I see something that I feel like is going to be of help to me, I'll always try as much as possible to like learn how this works, so that tomorrow when someone comes and be like, oh, we need someone for this kind of thing, I'll be like, yeah, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, right? So knowledge and expertise, if you have knowledge and expertise in a particular field, right, you can actually like use that as a leverage for your own significant economic gains, right? We'll be going to social capital. One of the things I always tell people is the gift of men is something that you cannot do without, right? You need the gift of men. You want to move forward in your career, you need to know people, right? You need advice on probably your career growth. You need someone that has gone ahead of you, someone that has been in the industry long before you came in, to guide you. You need mentorship. So if you don't have networks, if you don't have people around you, people that can help you, help you shape and help you grow help you grow both professionally and help you grow in like other aspect of your life, you almost become someone that is just like stagnant, right? For me, I know when I immediately I finished school and I went to serve, I just made sure that I found someone that kind of had, the this person had, qualities that I'm looking forward to, adding to myself, right? I was looking forward to someone that is disciplined, someone that, has ambition, and someone that has like a particular goal and is doing everything they can to make sure that they achieve it. And I started, I made this man my mentor in quotes for that moment. And I was always around him, always following him to meetings, always looking at how he's approaching matters. And that basically helped me shape my ideology about, how I now do things, right? So having the network of people, having the gift of men, that is what I call it. Social capital is also like a gift of men. Having the gift of men is something that, is very, very important. You have to, you need to leverage relationships. You need influential people in your life. You need people that you can collaborate with. You need mentors, people that can open opportunities that money cannot necessarily buy. And I'll give a good example. I remember when I was to get, when I was to start working for Prequel. How I started working for Prequel was actually through introduction. I didn't go through any like rigorous interview process. It was all because I had worked with someone in the past and this person was blown away. And like, it's always like saying, this guy is just exceptionally good. So when this opportunity came, he just reached out to me and I was like, will I be interested in working for, a company in the US? And I was like, why not? So in my head, I was already thinking, how am I going to go about this thing? Like, I'm not even prepared for an interview right now. Like, I haven't done an interview like in almost 2 years. So like, I would literally need to go and, start, brushing up a couple of things so that I'll be able to like answer interview questions, learning, trying to like, brush up on algorithms and all of those things. But funny enough, when I was to meet, the founders of the company, all that just happened was they just said, the person I was going to introduce me just said, I love you guys to meet, Faithful. Faithful is an exceptional engineer. I've worked with him in the past, and he's just so good at what he does. Like, he's going to completely blow your mind. And that was it. The next thing I saw was just an offer letter. no interview, no questions asked. They didn't even tell me, let me see the projects that you've worked on. It was just recommendation from someone. That is what the gift of men can do to you. Now, we're going to talk about impact and influence, right? The ability for you to be able to drive change, whether through, your an environment initiative, to social programs, to business model, whatever it is, it becomes a form of currency that can attract investment, partnership, and support. For example, if I don't have influence or I don't have something to give, Growth Hub Africa was not going to reach out to me to come and speak. That is what impact and influence can do to you, right? If you have something to give, you've built yourself to the point where you are filled with a lot of knowledge, and you can actually impact that same knowledge in other people. People will always look for you. They always want you to come and talk to them. They always want to tap into your wealth of knowledge. They always want you to give back to the community, right? So impact and influence is something that you cannot do without. It's something that you need, that it's something that you need to actually bring you partnerships, whether it's paid and whether it's not paid. And for me, I'm always not after money, because I know whatever you do now, right, it only adds up. And over time, it will get to the point where when people are inviting you, instead of even requesting them to pay you, they just know that they have to pay you, because you have gotten to a level where it's almost like there are like 20 other people that are ready to bring you to their stage to talk, right? And are ready to, pay you a lot of money for it. So in as much as you are growing, money should not actually be your initial, like the initial driving force. Your initial driving force is, how can I become a person of influence? How can I make impact? Once you start making impact, once you start giving value out, money is always going to come back. You need to be able to give value for you to get something back in return, which is now money. So having impact, having influence, doing a lot of innovative stuffs. It could be through social programs, like I said. It could be through, volunteering in your community. For example, you see a problem in your community. Maybe you are a young person and you are looking at how to like impact the lives of youth in your community. You can decide to like start a very small initiative. It doesn't have to be something big, right? Start in your own little way. And before you know it, it will grow into something big. All you just need to do is to be consistent. People would see you. There are people that are always watching. They're always watching behind the scenes. They might not, reach out in a year. They might not reach out in 2 years. But they are just looking out to see if you are going to be consistent enough. And, once it's time and they feel like, oh, this person has gotten to the level where we feel like the impact they've made is substantial, let's bring them on board and let them come and do something on a very bigger scale, on a larger scale. That is what impact and influence can do for you. The next thing we're going to talk about is innovation and creativity. Now, like I said when I started talking, times are changing. Who could have thought that in 2022, 2023, 2024, we would have something like ChatGPT, where you could literally just say, I have this assignment. Can you solve it for me? Done. In less than a minute. You have, projects to write. You have research topics. You can just go tell it what your research topic is. Tell it, it gives you area of concentration. Tell it to give you all of that, and it's going to do it brilliantly well, right? Innovation, times are changing. Right, your ability to generate fresh perspective, create disruptive solutions are things that can be monetized through patents, startups or consulting. For example, I'm currently like building a product where we have, like I said, I run a VC firm on the side, and the first thing that we do is we have to, before you can invest in a company, you actually have to run a lot of due diligence, right? What did I do? Build a tool that when a pitch deck is submitted to you, when a pitch deck is sent to you, you can run, your first due diligence analysis on that pitch deck, just to determine if that particular company is a good fit for you or not. Like, we get, a lot of, submissions like every day, a lot of, project passes through your table, and you might not have the time to, like, go through everything and start doing like a lot of research. So basically what we did was build a tool that will do the research for you using AI. And now I have, like, a couple of beta users that, had already disturbed my life, saying they want to pay for this product. When are we going to release it to them? We need to open up the product to them. They need to start using it for, their own investment analysis too, and all of that. So, like, times are changing. You have to be creative. Once you see something new come out, how can I take advantage of this new thing, right? I remember some years back, we had just Instagram, we had just, Facebook. They were like the two most popular platforms, social media platforms. All of a sudden, TikTok came, and before you know it, TikTok is like almost everywhere. Go through your Facebook feeds, go through your Instagram feeds. There are actually TikTok videos being re-uploaded on those platforms. So, like, most people, we have a lot of content creators on TikTok now that, all they just do is they do whatever they want to do on TikTok and just push to other mediums instead of the other way around. Mind you, TikTok came in a few years after we had like Instagram and after we had like Facebook. So, like, when something new comes out, your ability to, like, take that new thing and create something new out of it, innovate, create something disruptive out of it, it's actually like a very good way for you to, like, make money. You can, create patents, and you can even run consulting services, right? Well, I'm going to go to the next slide, which is reputation and trust. One of the biggest challenges that, I've always had with people who are trying to, like, become people of influence is reputation. We've talked about, creating impact and also having influence. In as much as you, desire to make impact, you should always be careful about the kind of relationships that you have with people, the kind of deals that you make. Because if your reputation is damaged, whatever impact that you've made becomes meaningless, right? People would tend to forget that, oh, you've done this great thing in the past. Once you have, like, just this bad, cred that we call it a bad cred, or you have like a bad reputation, or something terrible happened, and your entire reputation is, being dragged, you stand a chance of losing, most of the impact or the influence that you already have, right? As your digital interaction increases online, both online and offline, you have to make sure that your reputation becomes a valuable asset. I, as a person, I actually have a lot of people coming, sending messages and saying they want me to recommend them for something. And most times, I'm always thinking about my reputation. If I don't know this person in and out, like if I don't know who you are, we've not really had something important to do, I find it very difficult to give out recommendations. Because when you give out reputations, they're literally saying, whatever this person does, I take responsibility for it. So I'm putting my reputation on the line for this person. So I'm always very careful when I want to, like, give out recommendations, or when I have to, like, sign, a recommendation letters, put my signature on a recommendation letters. I literally have to be able to vouch that this person is not going to mess up my name. So building your reputation online and offline, building credibility and trust within your industry and community can lead to opportunities. Most times, I know a couple of times where I get, offers to come and join a team, come and help people build stuff, is that I'm always very realistic with timeline. I don't in a bid to want to, like, get a contract or want to, like, get a job, tell you I can do this in 2 months, when I know fully well that it will take me 5 months to build. But there are some people, because of their greed, and just so that we can get this thing done, you then say we can do it in 2 months. Then 2 months comes, and then start giving stories when the person that gave the contract to you is asking for what they've given to you, and you're like, we start giving excuses. This happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. You do it the first time, you do it the second time to a different person. Before you know it, you start to lose your credit, because most of the jobs I get are often based on recommendation or referrals, right? Referrals, it will get to a stage where referrals will actually be what to, push you, like give you that, forefront. It will make you, it will make you a reputable brand. People, for example, now you do a job for someone, another person sees the job and like, I love what this person has done. Can you recommend this person? Can you, send this person over to me so that this person can do the same thing? For example, now I know a couple of us have probably gotten, our tailors based on the design they've done for someone. Probably we saw a very beautiful clothes that someone has worn, and you are like, I love your dress. Who sold this for you? Can you give me the person's number? I want to sew a similar design. Right now, the only reason why you're doing that is because you've seen what this person has done. You've seen that this person is capable of doing something this beautiful, right? Even without knowing the person, you already want to work with the person, right? Now, what if at the point where you are asking for the person's number, and the person you are asking from is saying, this person, if you give the person clothes in 1 month, you will not collect it in 5 months. Even if you love the clothes so much, you now start to reevaluate your decision. Am I really sure I want to sew this clothes? It's like this. You start rethinking, 5 months. 5 months is too long. I thought this thing can be done in like 2 weeks, right? Recommendation. When people want to give their recommendation, they give their recommendation based on your reputation. If you are someone that is not reputable, even if you've done something nice, if you've not exactly delivered as you've promised, people would not want to recommend you because they feel like you just mess up. Because what will eventually happen is when they recommend you and you mess up with the person that they recommended you to, what will happen is you end up causing issues between those two individuals. Say for instance, I recommend someone to a company, and I say, use this guy. I vouch for I vouch for this person. I vouch for this person. They are going to deliver on whatever you give to them, and the person goes there and messes up. The company I've handed over this person to would come back to me and say, the person that you gave to us messed up. I don't think we can trust your judgment on people on who we should work with. Like, you can't recommend people to us because the recommendation that you gave us the last time messed up entirely. So like, you have to make sure that you as a person, you have a very good reputation. And when people recommend you, you don't go and spoil the person's reputation, because you have a reputation and the person also has a reputation. You spoil your own reputation and also spoil the reputation when you mess up, right? You are killing two people's reputation with just one single stone, one single mistake. So if someone recommends you, try as much as possible to make sure that you hold your credibility. You don't cut deals that will tarnish your image, right? You make sure that you, both online and offline, you are not doing things that someone will come out in the next few years and say, oh, this person cannot be trusted, right? I have evidence that they did this, and this. So we should always be careful with our reputation, and we should always make sure that we build trust. We should build trust, right? And sometimes it's always very difficult to like trust people, especially when you're working with them for the first time. But it will get to a point where, you know, having worked with a particular person for a couple of months, and it's almost like this person has become family. I remember when, you know, I moved to Lagos and I wanted to like start buying, you know, gadgets. Someone recommended a guy to me in Computer Village. I can't, in fact, I've bought gadgets worth tens of millions of naira. Like, it's running into probably 20, 30 million, including, you know, gadgets that I buy for my friends. Maybe my friends want to buy, they send me money and stuff. I have never seen this guy. I don't even know where his shop is. I haven't met him face to face. He hasn't seen me face to face. I don't know his shop, but we, you know, we do a lot of transactions. And it's purely based on trust and reputation. Now, the person that recommended him to me would not recommend him if he did not have a reputation for always delivering as promised, right? And I can say, if anybody needs to buy any gadgets and they come to me and be like, do you know a guy? I'm obviously going to recommend him because he has never disappointed me. That is reputation and trust. So I'm only giving examples so you can understand like the angle I'm coming from. The next thing I'm going to talk about is time and attention. Now, in an information saturated world, it is very, 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 very difficult to capture and retains people's attention, right? The attention span of people is actually like very, very short. So if you're not doing something engaging, if you're not creating content that is engaging, content that is relatable, if you're not, you know, giving out or dishing out core values, you're not dishing out, you know, information that can be of help, you would lose their attention, you know. But if you create content that are relatable, right, people will always want to watch. Yeah, they're always looking forward to, you know, the next time you're dropping a content. And I'll use, you know, examples of, you know, popular content creators are in Nigeria. I'm not going to, you know, talk about the ones that, you know, all they do is always around. It doesn't make any sense. It's always just nonsense, things that are sexual and stuff. But I'm talking of people that are actually like creative. Using Layi Wasabi as an example, Layi Wasabi's content are very, very relatable. Like, there are sometimes that when you watch his video, you just be like, my God, this guy is a genius. Like, he sits down and he crafts really, really captivating content without adding any vulgar stuff. Nothing vulgar, nothing sexual there. It's just pure humor. And I knew there was a time where people were actually always looking forward to Layi Wasabi dropping content every Monday morning. Like, it was so consistent. We just knew that by this also time, Layi would have dropped content. You just want to go and watch and laugh, right? That is the ability to like capture people's time and attention. And Layi has gotten so many deals. I remember, I think a week or two ago, he actually had like his, you know, first TED Talk that, you know, a lot of people attended. And that guy is someone that is so creative and he knows how to actually, you know, engage people. He knows how to capture people's attention. He knows how to retain people's attention. So being able to like capture and retain people's attention, you know, creating content, engaging content is something that, you know, it commands this kind of, you know, attention that you can be translated to, you know, economic benefits. Layi has, you know, featured in a couple of Nollywood movies. He works with a couple of Nigerian brands, right? And of course, they're going to be paying him for the adverts that he does for them. And that is because he has been able to create a niche for himself. And also, he has also learned the art of creating engaging content. I know some weeks back too, there was this ad that I saw on Instagram, created by a guy called Denzi for InDrive. I know anybody that saw that video must have had like a very, very good laugh about it. The content was so relatable, and I honestly feel like that was probably like the best InDrive had they had ever created. Like that was just super, super, super. It was super engaging, and it was just so relatable. Like everybody that watched the video, if you go to the comment section, you would see the comments they were making. This guy is a genius. Like this is just so accurate. Very, 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 very cool comments, because everybody watched the video and were like, we can just so relate to this, right? The ability to be able to do that is something that you can turn to economic benefit. It was paid for the ads. Of course, it made money. So we'll be moving next to something that we call adaptability and resilience. Your ability to be able to pivot, learn new skills, be able to thrive in uncertainty becomes a marketable asset. It also helps you to gain better job prospects or business opportunities. Pre-COVID and post-COVID, a lot of things changed in like every industry had like a lot of changes happen. We all went from everybody always going to office to people working remotely. And till from COVID till now, there are some businesses that have still not resumed fully to office. Like they have their entire teams working remotely. Probably if they have an office space, it's just for record purposes, not for any other thing. All their employees work remotely. Nobody comes physically to the office, right? And that's because a lot of people were able to like adapt. Just imagine a scenario where there was no like you had this kind of person where if you don't see, if you don't have human interaction, you find it very, very difficult to walk, right? You must always see someone in your front. You must always, have people around you. You must always go to office. At that point, maybe when COVID happened, your productivity would have dropped ridiculously, and your company would just be like, it's like we might not be needing your services anymore because your productivity has dropped. We are not getting like the level of commitments that we get from you, and it's entirely not your fault. But it's just because you've not learned the ability to be able to adapt to new environments. You need to be able to adapt to changes. Like changes can happen instantly. You can have like change of leadership in your workplace. You could be assigned a new role. You could be assigned a new project. Anything could happen. Your ability to change, right? Your ability to pivot, your ability to adapt makes you better positioned for better opportunities. Because if tomorrow the company decides to say, okay, we have to move some of our employees to a different part of the country to go and work for a couple of months, and this person always have issues with change of environment, it becomes very difficult for you to like adapt. And trust me, companies would always fire when they feel like your productivity is not matching the pay that they are giving you. So like if you've not learned the ability to adapt, the ability to be resilient, the ability to pivot when you make mistakes. There are startups. I remembered when I talked about the products I was building like some moments back, and I know I can categorically tell you that this is like the fourth iteration of that product. We've pivoted like 3-4 times. We built the first version. We started using that one internally. Built the second version. We got halfway and be like, now scrap this. We have to start again. Built the third version. We got halfway again and we're like, man, we've got a lot of foundations right. Scrap it. Started building the fourth version. And we built this fourth version for almost six months to like 8 months before we now finally launched. And now we are like in a much better place. But just imagine if after the first version, after the second version, the third version, we're like, I think well, these things that are changing, and we are not getting right. It's that time we just like, once and for all, just drop it. Where would the business opportunity that is coming from this product, where would it have come from? The people that I've met from just, building this, how would I have met them? Right. I was resilient. I was able to pivot in as much as it was not easy and I was not seeing the immediate reward for what I was doing. But I was adapting to, the changes. I was being resilient and not wanting to give up. And I was also able to pivot and change, my strategy to build what I was building. We'll go to the last one, which is technology proficiency. Undoubtedly, AI has come to stay, right? And anyone that, does not include AI in their workflow today, in the next 1 to 3 years, they'll become very irrelevant. We always hear the slang, AI is coming to take your jobs. AI is not going to take your job, but the guy that uses AI will take your job. So with these few points of mine, I think I've been able to convince you and, also show you things that, can make you money. What is, the money for the new economy other than money itself? We've talked about your knowledge and expertise. We've talked about social capital, which are always referred to as the gift of men. We've talked about your impact and influence. We've talked about innovation and creativity. We've talked about your reputation and trust, right? We've talked about being able to capture people's time and attention. We've talked about being able to adapt, being resilient, being able to pivot, being able to learn new skills, being able to thrive in uncertainty. We've talked about technology proficiency. We've talked about how you could use using AI in your day-to-day workflow to speed up, your productivity. AI is not going to take your jobs, but the guy using AI will. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Can we give a digital round of applause to Faithful Ojebiyi? Thank you so much. Thank you for the amazing things that you have shared. It's so amazing to listen to this again, but on a different form. Faithful Ojebiyi, thank you so much. That was really amazing. I know there are some people right now who have listened and say, oh, this is wow, like this is somebody who is doing so well, and they want to connect with you after now. What's the way to connect with you? What's the way to link up with you? And for someone who wants to be featured in the tech industry, they just say, oh, Faithful, I've listened to you. I want you to, people are in the buzz of mentor me. So for that kind of thing right now, how do you suggest that they link up to you?
Okay, so people can actually reach out to me on LinkedIn. Sorry, but I'm not a very social person. I actually hardly use social media because of I'm just I have just so many things I'm currently running. In fact, I'm almost thinking of actually getting a social media manager because it's very difficult to juggle social media and my work and everything. So, but if you reach out to me on LinkedIn, when I try as much as possible to at least check my LinkedIn a couple of times in the week. So if you reach out to me on LinkedIn, I'll respond to your messages. You can also I'll drop my email with you, so you can help me drop in fact, my email is also on my LinkedIn, so you can actually reach out to me via mail because I always check my mails because I mean that's where most of my everything around my profession comes in and stuff. So I always check my mail. So if you hit me up via email, I'll respond to your mails. And then I actually have a WhatsApp community, but it's closed because I had one that was open in the past and people actually took it for granted. So as much as possible, if I'm bringing you into my network, I have to be sure that you're actually ready to actually commit and you are willing to be mentored, because a lot of people throw the slang, my mentor, I want you to mentor me and stuff, but people are not ready to actually go through that mentorship. You want someone to mentor you, but you're not ready to like, listen to their advice. You just want to have them around you so that you can say, I know this person is my mentor, but then you're not actually like ready to actually, make them, allow them to mentor you and stuff like that. So I'm always like very weary of having too many people in my space, right? I always want to make sure that whoever is under my mentorship is getting the best from me, and also they are also ready to be mentored, and they have also put in the work before even reaching out to me. Because you people will tell you they want to join tech. If you come to me and tell me today that you want to start doing tech, the first question I'll ask you is, have you done your research? Why do you actually want to do tech? Why does it interest you? What areas of tech do you think interest you? I am not supposed to be the one to tell you which area you should go to. You should have done that research yourself, and you feel like, oh, I've been watching videos, I've been doing research, I've read up on this, that, and I feel like this is what interests me. When you know what interests you, I can now guide you on what you should do, right? What are the next steps that you can take to actually, for you to be able to like achieve, what you want to achieve. But if you're coming to me today and telling me I want to learn tech, what should I do? I don't know what you should do. Because if I give you my advice, I'm not sure my advice is going to like work for you, right? At that point, if I tell you go and do front end, I tell you go and do back end, I tell you go and do cloud, I'm not even sure that's what interests you. You do front end for 1 month and then you come back and say, front end is hard. You go and try cloud another month. Cloud is hard. Before you know, you have wasted 2, 3 months, 4 months doing nothing, right? So most times when people come to me, I always ask them if I notice that you've actually not done your research. And that's how I'm always also able to like, sieve out people that are serious and people that are unserious. So if you come to me and you tell me you want to do tech and you've not done your research, what I usually ask you to do is do your research and get back to me. Come back to me with whatever you find out. Most often than not, 70% of the people end up not coming back, right? And for me, I'm always like, that's even better for me because I have less people to deal with. So when I tell you to go and do your research, the reason why I'm saying you should go and do your research is that intentionality of you wanting to learn tech. You should also put it into doing research to know which part of tech you want to do. So if you're really intentional about learning tech, you won't find me telling you to go and do your research before coming back to me as a big deal, right? So from there, I know who is serious and who is just asking based on, okay, because everybody's doing it, I just want to have an idea, that kind of a thing, right? So I'm always like very, very strict with how, I bring people in. I actually have a WhatsApp group where I have like a couple of, people constantly like learning front-end design, right? I mean, that's like most of them actually decided to pick front-end, right? So, but if people want to join the WhatsApp group, there are a lot of things I will ask you. Like, it's not about, I'm not just going to add you for just adding sake. Because we do monthly, we do like reviews bi-weekly. We have calls checking up on what you've done. If you're unserious, I'll kick you out. I don't want to mentor. I'm not going to mentor people that are not serious, right? That's just my kind of person, right? There's no point wasting your time and me also wasting my time. I can't be wasting my effort, trying to train you and you're not, taking it seriously. And people would not, when you're not paying for something, right? You not really know the value of what you're not paying for. So most people end up taking it for granted because it's free. But if I say for you to join my WhatsApp group, you have to pay 100K. First of all, that will first reduce the entry barrier. It's like raise up the barrier, right, for people to like come in. And then when you come in and you've paid 100K, if I give you tax to do, you will not your head will be like, I'm on 100K I pay for this thing. Right? So like it's just a way to just make sure that whoever I have that is undergoing mentorship, they are serious people and they have like a goal that they want to achieve and they don't mind doing the hard work to make sure that they achieve that goal. So yes, you can reach out to me via LinkedIn. Somewhat active on Instagram. then on Twitter. Facebook, no, I have a Facebook page, but I haven't used it in like maybe 4 or 5 or 6 years. So my Facebook is dead. But you can reach out to me on Instagram. You can reach out to me on Twitter. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. So I'll respond on any of those platforms or via email. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Faithful. That was really, really amazing. So if you are coming to the DM, make sure you have prepared your pitch very well. Okay. Prepare like you are coming to speak to a VC, and then you prepare very well. Thank you so much, Faithful. We are so delighted. It's an honor. In fact, I don't take this for granted. Thanks for honoring us. Thanks for choosing to do this with us. I know there was sort of back and forth with our BA, but eventually decided to honor me. All right. I'm so grateful, and I would not forget that for a very long time. I'll reach out to you later on after now. Thank you so much, and talk to you later.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
All right, everyone. Please do well to follow Faithful Ojebiyi on LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn right now, follow him, and then send all of the appreciations. You want to learn so much about tech, you want to be guided, and you are ready to put in the work. Not that you want to say, mentor me, and you want to start announcing to people, Faithful Ojebiyi is my mentor. No, you want to put in the work. You want to make sure that you are ready to do the work. You want to give all the reviews. You want to give all the nice feedbacks. Just reach out to him and pitch very well. And like he has mentioned, do your research and know what area of tech you want to be in. Is there money in tech? Yes. Can you get it? It's for you to answer. All right. Thank you so much. We will be having a commercial break soon. And before we have that commercial break, and our last speaker, Neil Soyinka, will be coming on board, I want to play a video for you to watch. It's a video from Growth Hub Africa Academy.
Good day, everyone. I'm James Kubuka, the IT Solution Lead at Growth Hub Africa. It's been an amazing experience here at the Money Summit so far. Today, I'm honored to introduce you to something we have been working tirelessly on, Growth Hub Academy. Growth Hub Africa has always been about empowering individuals and business to achieve success through innovation and practical solutions. With this vision in mind, we launched Growth Hub Academy, a platform designed to help you monetize your skills, offering a pathway to guaranteed profits. The purpose of Growth Hub Academy is simple: to equip people with valuable skills and provide them with opportunities to monetize those skills. Whether you're just starting out or you are an experienced professional, Growth Hub Academy is a place where learners and tutors can thrive together. Our vision is to create a community where learning leads to direct earning. This is not just a place to learn, it's a platform that helps you to monetize what you know. Through the courses we offer, our goal is to turn skills into revenue for both learners and tutors. Connecting the Money Summit to the Growth Hub Academy. One of the central themes of this Money Summit has been monetizing your skills, and that's where Growth Hub Academy plays a major role. It's a platform designed for learners of any category to pick up new skills and monetize them. At the same time, it's a space for tutors to share their expertise and profit from it for learners. As a learner, once you sign up, you can immediately begin by picking up a course of your choice, learning at your pace, and in no time, you will be able to monetize those valuable skills you have gained. If you're a tutor, this is also an exciting opportunity for you. After signing up, you can request to become a tutor by accessing your dashboard. Once you complete your profile, the Growth Hub Academy team will review your application, and within a week, you'll be approved or advised accordingly. Here's some great news for our tutors. You get to set your own course price. If you remember, when Elizabeth Samuel spoke about monetizing digital products in the new economy, you will just know how important this is. Tutors have the freedom to charge what they believe their content is worth, our payment model. And now to address a common question: how much do tutors earn? Growth Hub Academy operates on a unique revenue sharing model. Tutors keep 90% of their earnings, while Growth Hub Africa takes just 10% of the earnings. This ensures that our tutors are well compensated for their hard work. Seamless payment. And when it comes to payment, we have made sure the process is seamless. Tutors request withdrawals anytime, and payments are made weekly without delay. What do we mean? After every week, and you have made purchases and sales over the week, you request for payments weekends and get your payments immediately. So what are you waiting for? Whether you're a learner looking to pick up a valuable skill or a tutor ready to share your expertise with the world, Growth Hub Academy is the place for you. Come one, come all.
All right, that's it, guys. So just go to academy.growthhubafrica.org. You're a course creator, you want to create courses, you have video courses, and then you want to sell it anywhere in the world. Growth Hub Africa Academy is where to get started. Okay, so you upload your videos, you upload your course, it will be reviewed, and then you will be notified when your course or your courses go live. All right, just visit academy.growthhubafrica.org. Okay, and there are also other courses you can get. Like yesterday, I spoke about the bundle, the digital profit bundle. All right, it's also available on the course. Okay, it's also very, very available on the course. For those who missed that offer, maybe you were not here yesterday. Okay, the offer is still up. Okay, by tomorrow it goes from 6,000 to 10,000 naira. Okay, so you can get an offer worth 720,000 naira for just 6,000 naira today. If you go to that link, bit.ly/PYK bundle. Okay, just go there right away and then get the course. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, get prepared. We will be having Neil Soyinka as he will be sharing with us on how you can earn from public speaking. So you can just go right away, stretch your leg, grab some water, okay, and then we will be back here by 11:55. Okay, return back here. I won't be closing this stream. I will still be here, and then we will be back in like the next 10 minutes. Okay, we'll be here in the next 10 minutes. So watch out as you learn how to build your skill, how to become an amazing public speaker, how you can make money as a public speaker. Some of you, maybe you have been speaking and people have not been paying you. How do you want to transition from a broke speaker to a paid speaker? All right, so that will be coming up in the next 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Don't close your mobile device. Don't leave YouTube. Just go grab water, stretch your leg, and then return back here in the next 10 minutes.
The Success Catalyst, as he is fondly called, is a life, leadership, and business coach, trainer, and consultant. He holds an MPhil in Leadership and Strategic Studies and an MBA with specialty in Human Resource Management. This individual has several years of experience in the banking industry and has facilitated trainings for members of staff of the Federal Capital Development Agency, FCDA, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, Keystone Bank, etc., on subjects that include customer service, performance management, leadership, sales and marketing, team building, etc. He has also facilitated sessions for Click on Kaduna, a Kaduna state government program in partnership with the World Bank Group and the Rockefeller Foundation to promote digital skills, Faith Foundation, Mennonite Economic Development Associates, MEDA, etc. He is on the advisory boards of Enactus, Ahmadu Bello University, and the Eye Opener Youth and Women Foundation. He's also a facilitator at the Mordecai Christian Business School. He is on the radio every week on Invicta 98.9 FM, Kaduna. He is the author of the best-selling book, How to Earn a Fee from What You Do for Free, Making Big Money from Your Skills, Ideas, and Talent. He is married to Abiodun, a product manager and a prolific fashion designer at Faye Creations. They are blessed with two amazing children, General David and Ambassador Daniel. This individual is none other than Olaini Soyinka. Can we give him a standing ovation and a round of applause as we welcome him to the podium?
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining.
Doc, such a pleasure to be here. Such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
So before you start, I need to say something. Some of you don't know. I know I mentioned this at the time on Growth School. Some of you don't know that Mr. Niyi Soyinka was the one who actually taught me public speaking. He was one of my trainers for public speaking. And I've not still forgotten that course. Like what I learned from that course in 2020 is still what I'm using today. Okay, and Incredible. It was a phenomenal moment. I had the opportunity to have the main course, the first virtual session, and also a refresher course. So many of you, you'll be learning a lot of things today. See, I'm not just bringing him here because, I just want him to speak. See, I also have a copy of his book. This is a book here. Incredible. And he will be sharing a lot of things with you. All right, sir, just take it away. And we are very, very blessed to have you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abiodun. It's such a delight and a pleasure to be here. Thank you truly, truly for having me. I take it. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Let me reconfirm that you can hear me loud and clear. Hello, Doc. Can you hear me loud and clear? Hello, Doctor.
Yes, loud.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Awesome. So again, thank you for having me here. It's such a delight and a pleasure to be here. Thank you for all that you do in the personal development space. You've been one person who I've also admired your work from afar. All right. Thank you, Kesh, for also making your comment that you can hear me. All right. So I'm delighted. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you to Divine and your amazing team for this work, right? It's only, it's amazing to have young people who do the things that they do and contribute their quota to the development of the personal development space in Nigeria and around the world. So thank you so much. Recently, I went through your YouTube page and I was amazed at the work that you are doing. Please keep it up. And it's such a delight to be here. All right. So once again, it's my pleasure to be here. I'll be speaking on how to earn from public speaking. I need to start by saying that, yes, I'm excited at the fact that Dr. Abiodun has said that, I was one of his coaches in the public speaking space. But it will interest our listeners or those who are watching to know that I wasn't born with the gift of the gab, right? By the gift of the gab, I mean that some people are naturally born, they are born talkers. That's what I mean, all right? Probably from the womb, they've started talking, maybe like John the Baptist, who who from the womb started making signals to his mom. So some people were like John the Baptist who started making those signals of public speaking. I was nobody like that, right? I was a very fearful, right? Very timid, very fidgety individual. Okay. In fact, I remember vividly that throughout my secondary school education, I never attended a debating competition. I did a bit of debating competition in primary school, right? But of course, primary school, you are still young, you didn't know anything, you can still go around it and do debate, just cram those lines and do that. But secondary school was a different ball game, right? I was always top 3 in class, first, sometimes second, a few times third. Okay, so if we were for academic prowess, I was there. But to be able to communicate in the public was a big challenge for me. And like I said, throughout my secondary school days, I never participated in any debating competition. Of course, I participated in quiz competition and all of that. I'm just saying this to say that wherever you are on this space, public speaking is a skill, and that is important. Okay, and a skill can be learned, a skill can be improved upon. I'll say that again. Public speaking is a skill, and like any other skill, it can be learned, it can be improved upon. It's one of those skills you call soft skills, right? And I usually say that public speaking is one skill that everybody needs. The only time we will not need public speaking is when we leave this earth, because public speaking is communication, right? And the lifeblood of any relationship, the lifeblood of human is communication. Right? We do not do any whatever I'm doing right now is communication. Whether I'm communicating verbally, whether I'm communicating with my gestures, whether I'm communicating via chat or whatever, it is communication. Life will not exist without communication. And one essential tool in the communication space is public speaking. Okay, because the truth is this. I also love to say this: if you do not know how to speak, right? People who so let me make this practical example. Just imagine you sent your brother to go learn. Maybe there's a guy who graduated with the first class. So you sent your younger one to say, oh, let this guy go mentoring and all of that. Brilliant chap, first class. But probably your prodigy or your brother met this guy in a public function and probably was called to speak. He couldn't, although he was a first class material, he's still a first class material and all of that. But because he's not able to communicate his thoughts, people will doubt his first class ship. Permit me to use that word. Okay, if indeed he graduated first class. Now that's exactly what happens beyond first class and all of that. If you are not able to communicate and put out your ideas, people will even doubt what you know. This is very important. Okay, so it doesn't matter the skill you are learning on the side, ensure that you are building capacity in the public speaking space. In fact, that drive me to say, I almost quoted what Rick Warren said. Rick Warren is one of the billionaires in the world, one of the big billionaires in the world. In the last 20 years, he's always been in the top 5. Okay, sometimes he comes second to Bill Gates. And he said something, and he was asked a question many years ago. And he was asked this question. The question goes thus. He said, what skills did you think you learned in your 20s and 30s, right? That you think has made you who you are and all of that. He said, you've got to be able to communicate. He said, if you are not able to communicate, Rick Warren, you will have, I said Rick Warren, Warren Buffett, right? And he said, you've got to be, so the interview asked him, what skills do you think you learned in your 20s and 30s that has made you who you are today? I thought as a stock genius, right? Warren Buffett is one man who plays with the stock, has a lot of shares all around the world in big companies, okay? And that's where he's the father of the stock market generally. So I would have thought that he would say that, oh, in my 20s and 30s, I started learning about the stock market. Anytime I wake up in the morning, I want to see what the New York Times is saying, what the Broad Street is saying, and all of that. No, he said, he literally, he said, you've got to be able to communicate and put out your ideas. If you're not able to communicate, you are giving up on your potential, right? He said, if you're not able to communicate and put out your ideas, you're giving up on your potential. Right? He said, schools do not do this. They only teach us 1 + 1, 2 + 2. Okay, and we need to do more of it. In fact, he said one other quote that I want to quote him. He said, if you're not able to communicate and put out your ideas, it's as if you are winking to a lady in the dark. If you're not able to communicate, it's like you're winking to a lady in the dark. Just imagine a young chap with your dimples, looking handsome, looking cool, and you are you like a babe, but all the thing you are doing to get her attention is that you are winking at her, and you are not just winking at her in the daytime, you are winking at her in the dark. All right, that's exactly what it means if you are not able to communicate. Okay, so this is that, right? So I don't want to assume, I don't want to shoot straight to talking about how to earn from public speaking. Maybe I'll use my last 10 minutes to do that. I know I have about 25 or 30 minutes, so I've spent about 7 minutes or so. What I will do is to lay some foundation, then mention 1, 2, 3 tips on how to earn from public speaking, so that everybody will be on the same pace, right? So the first thing I want you to know about public speaking, like I mentioned, I've already mentioned the first thing, is that it is a skill. So it doesn't matter what position you are, right? You can learn it and you can improve on it. You can learn it and you can improve on it. So that's the first thing you should be aware. So don't say that, I'm an exception, all my friends are all of this and all that. I want you to know that you can learn this skill and you can improve on it, okay? Number 2 is that you need to also understand that in communication, in public speaking, there's what we call, there are 3, a man did a research one time and said that in public speaking and in communication, right, there are 3 basic elements. Number 1 is what you say. Okay, so if you are asked to, for instance, come and talk about health, come and talk about computing, right? Now, the first thing you will do, any natural human, is to go do research on the topic. Okay, you want to research on the topic, you want to come out with bullish ideas and all of that to wow your audience and all of that. Fantastic. But do you know that in communication, we say that what you say, right, is just 7% of the whole pie. So you are given a topic to come and talk about computing. Okay, what you say, what you're going to say to us, is just 7% of the entire pie. Now, remaining about 93%. Just follow me carefully. So imagine that, you've done all the research and all of that. It will surprise you or interest you to know that in all of this, only 7% is what you say. The remaining 93% are these. Now, 35% is how you gesticulate. Okay, it's how you do your tone, your tonality. Okay, so we're saying that, some people, imagine I came this morning and I just started talking this way. Oh, Dr. Biadu, thank you for having me. Divine, I appreciate all the work that you do for keeping in touch and make this happen and all the amazing team. Just imagine I'm just speaking on that solo note, okay, on the same pace, the same tone. That's what we call it, the tonality. Okay, people will either cut off and say, who is this guy talking here? Who is this guy? Is boring or something like that. Or no, I'm not feeling him. But you will have noticed that in my conversation already in the last 10 minutes, sometimes I go I pitch up, I come down. That's the idea. You must be able to modulate, quote and unquote. Okay, so your tonality is about, is it 35% now? 37%. One of those figures of the entire pie. Okay, 35, 37% of the entire pie. So your tone, so it appears as if your tone is more important than than the subject itself, because we said the subject itself is just about 7%. Okay, so it appears that the tone is actually almost more important than it, but that's not enough. The remaining percentage, about 55% thereabout, okay, is so 37% is the content of what you are saying. 38% is the tone. For 55%, so 38 plus 7 is 45, right? 55% is your body language. It's your body language. So it almost appears from what I'm saying right now that your body language and your tone is almost more important than the content of what you're even saying. Yeah, almost. That's what that research is basically telling us. Because body language is saying that, okay, you are saying, so look at me now, I wish I was live with you. So again, I was talking and I was doing like this. Body language is as if you are telling us with your voice that we should go north. However, your body is moving south. It's most likely that we'll move south, even though you are saying we should move north. That's what body language is, right? So imagine that. So everybody who is watching me, I know I cannot see you. Please, can you touch your chin? Can you touch your chin? Touch your chin. Touch your chin, right? Now, I'm sure some of you didn't touch your chin, right, which is around here. I'm sure you touched your nose. If you touched your nose, all right, just respond. No, you don't need to show yourself, okay? But that's exactly what it means. The body language. So people, they respond to your body language. So it's important to understand these three important things, right? Know your content is very important. I'm not downplaying on the place of your content, right? It is important that you know the content, the subject matter you're talking about, right? Number one, know it very well. Number two, also ensure that you vary your tone, right? Shehu is laughing. I don't know why Shehu is laughing. Okay, I hope I didn't get you, right? Vary your tone, vary the pace. Then finally, you must also know that your body language is important. Your body language. So that's why, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm trying to gesticulate, ensure that whatever your body language is not betraying what you are saying, because most likely people will follow your body language than even what you are saying. So this is the second important thing I want you to note as per public speaking. The third thing, okay, is there's a lot of things in my head. I'm just trying to put them together to ensure that I maximize the time. So in public speaking, there's what I give it an acronym. I call it MEN, right? So MEN simply means you must come up with, anytime you want to come to speak in the public, ensure that you carry MEN along. I use MEN because I want you to remember, and I'll show you why. M is memorability. It's an acronym, all right? It's memorability. Memorability in the sense that, okay, how do you want to make your talk, your speech memorable? You want to do that by doing some, excuse me, right? Ensure that people, I want to use a very practical example. Okay, so recitation, okay, is one way, all right? You remember in school, many times, if you want to know something, especially in primary school, how did we get to know it? 2 times 1, 2, 3 times 3, we're reciting it, okay? So in your public speaking conversation, ensure that your audience, probably the point you want them to go home with, right? Ensure they recite it a few times, okay? Very important. So you want to ensure memorability. You want to ensure memorability, right? Very, very important. Yeah. So that's one of the things you need to do. Okay. Another thing you need to do to ensure memorability is what I just did now. All right. I said men. Okay. So you want to put some of your talk, right? You are asked to talk about 5 keys for success. You want to turn into an acronym for people to remember easily. So you want to create an acronym. So that's what you do. So I said under men now, the first one is memorability. And in memorability, you want to ensure that people recite what you teach them. Or number 2, you convert what you are saying into an acronym or a mnemonic for them to remember. I remember, I think in integrated science in secondary school, those days, for some reason, I couldn't remember that cells come together. Cells come together to make up a tissue. Tissue come together to make up organs. Organs come together to make up systems. So you have the nervous system and all of that. You have the respiratory system. All of them, they are battered by organs that came together. So you have CTOS. Cells come together to make up tissues. Tissues come together to make up organs. Organs come together to make up systems. So for some reason, I couldn't remember that order. So what did I do? I converted it into an acronym, and it's over 20 years now. I can remember vividly what I call CTOS. CTOS, all right? So that's what you want to make your audience remember, right? So that's about memorability. Is about recitation. Memorability is about doing a mnemonic or an acronym for your people, your audience to remember and stick to. Okay. The second one is E, emotionality. Right? Emotionality. How do you evoke an emotion on your audience? You want to give a story. So this morning, I literally started with a story. Oh, you say, oh, this guy that is speaking so well. Oh, was he born with a gift? I just told you that I wasn't like this always. So you could remember my story. You say, oh, if this guy could talk this way and it was always like this, there's hope for me. So you want to talk about stories. You want to create pictures. That's how to create emotionality. You want to talk about some things stoke emotion in people. When you talk about food, right? When you talk about money, right? So can you link some? I'm not saying every of your talk must be linked to money and food and all of that. I'm just saying that look for certain things that evoke emotions in your audience. All right. So talk about religion today. People talk about politics today, right? So your audience, you must be able to evoke such emotion. Of course, don't do it. You must use wisdom so that you don't create another monster in your public speaking engagement. I'm just giving you practical examples of what can stoke emotion. It may not be this. You can think up of other things that you can do to evoke that emotion in people, in your audience, right? That's how to engage people. You want to talk about politics? Talk about food for men. Talk about I've mentioned a few things already. Yeah, talk about food. Talk about politics. Talk about religion. Right? You know, some of those things. Sex, for instance. Okay. Right. So depending on your audience, depending on what you are given to talk about, ensure that you look for a subject, look for something that evokes emotion in your audience, so that they can relate. The idea is that they can relate with you. And one of the biggest ways to evoke emotion is to give stories. Stories in anything, just remember to always talk about stories. You can start with it, you can end with it. Because many times, if I ask you what was the subject your imam thought about last week Friday in the mosque, or your pastor thought last week Sunday, you may not be able to remember, but I can tell you for free some of the jokes that your pastor cracked, some of the stories he said as talk in your brain. That's exactly what it is. All right, so it applies everywhere. Then M, remember, I'm talking about M, memorability, emotionality, and novelty. Okay, your subject must be novel. Now, how do I mean? Yes, there's truly nothing new under the sun, but as much as you're a speaker, you must ensure that you bring novel ideas on board. Oh, somebody's asking me, hey, you have just said there's nothing new under the sun. So this is my secret. Now, remember this. The mule, M-U-L-E, is not a creation of God. The mule is an animal. M-U-L-E is naturally, I think it's naturally castrated, right? Is not a creation of God, right? A mule is made by scientists. Okay, so they said, okay, let's bring the donkey and the horse together. Let's create some mating, and the horse, some of the specimen from the horse and that of the donkey was brought together, and you have a mule as a fresh animal, not a creation from God. You can check this up, right? So what's the idea here? Okay, so one of the ways to bring novelty. So the mule is novel, is new. One of the ways to bring novelty into your talk is to bring thoughts from here. Bring thoughts from here. And the same subject that somebody just spoke about last week, you come on the scene and you are talking, and people are saying, what wisdom is this? Right? Because the idea, I'm not saying this is the only way to bring about novelty, right? Do your research, okay, and all of that. You could create new ideas, but I'm saying one of the quickest ways is this hybrid thing, the hybridization ideas, bringing thoughts from here, gathering it together, and you own it. It becomes yours. So this is the first thing I'm talking about in public speaking. You need to come up with men, right? Ensure that your subject is memorable, right? Ensure you evoke emotionality, and you bring out some novel thoughts. So what have we talked about today, right? We've said that public speaking is a skill. It can be learned. It can be improved upon, right? The second thing we talked about is the three major aspects of communication, where we say that what you say, how you say it, right? And what you are doing while saying it is the second thing. Then the third thing is the men we brought on board. We said you must evoke memorability, emotionality, and novelty, right? So let me talk about a few things to begin your talk and end your talk. Then I'll talk about how to end your feed, because my time is getting up. Right. So I want to talk about how do you begin. The first thing I want to share with you, like Dr. Abiodun said earlier, what I'm telling you now is a 3-day course, about 2-3 days program that will take about 6 hours. So I want to compress 6, 7, 8 hours in 30 minutes or less. So you can imagine I'm trying to do a lot in my head right now, right? So the other thing I want to say is that, you know, in public speaking, how you begin your talk and how you end it is very important. Okay, if you begin your talk in a very crazy manner, people may not, you will just lose people out. So this is what I say: anytime you want to speak to an audience, all right, your audience is as if everybody is in a building, but everybody is on different, maybe a 10-story building. Your audience, listen to this, your audience, all of us, we are your audience, but we're in a 10-story building. All of us are in different staircase. Some of us are on the 4th floor. Some of us are on the ground floor. Some of us are on the 10th floor. Some of us are on the 2nd floor. So you, who is our speaker, you're on the 5th floor, right? Now, you want to ensure that in your speaking, one of the first things you do is to bring everybody on the 5th floor. You guys come to the meeting, I'm around. I'm not saying this literally, okay? I'm using it as an illustration. Then your audience are in different floor, because this is what I'm saying. So because somebody is thinking about his wife at home, somebody is thinking about this child in school, somebody is thinking about the assignment, and probably you are in school in class. Okay, so everybody is bringing different thoughts. In fact, let's bring it home. Let's imagine you're on, I was just assuming everybody's on campus. You're not on campus, okay? So let me continue with this, my illustration. So as a public speaker, in any stage that you find yourself in the globe, everybody, imagine that everybody is in a 10 story building and everybody is on different floors. So you, as a public speaker, your duty, first of all, as you introduce your subject, is to ensure that everybody is on the same floor as you are. So what do you do in introducing your talk? Number one, you could dramatize. You could create a scene in the hall, in the room. You could create a scene to spark up inquisition. People are wondering what's happening here. So everybody's back to class. So everybody's bringing their mind. Do you understand? So you could create a scene. You could dramatize. You could tell stories, like I just mentioned. Right? That's how to begin a talk. Right? You could start with a very heavy quote or heavy statistics. Do you imagine? All right. So you want to talk about child mortality in Nigeria. Instead of saying that children they die for Nigeria and all of that, you can bring up a stats by WHO, right? The World Organization, who said that 1 in every 5 child in Nigeria dies before the age of 5. Oh, everybody's sitting up. You mean that 1 in every child? What's happening here? Right? So that's how to begin your talk. You want to start with what have I mentioned so far? Many things in how to begin your talk. You want to start by dramatizing. You want to start by giving a story that evokes emotion. You want to start with a powerful quote or a powerful statistics, right? So these are some of the ways to start your talk. Or if you are using a PowerPoint, you can display a picture that everybody must look at. They do not have a choice, right? One of the major ones I use in my class is that of Nigeria. In Nigeria, by 2050 right now, okay, we will be the largest population in the world by 2050. We'll be one of the largest, maybe second to only China and India, right? We are probably around 8th position now, but we're going to move so well that we're going to overshoot the United States of America, right? So this is what we're talking about. So you can evoke such emotions in your audience. So that's how to begin your talk, right? How do you end your talk? Somebody's asking me, so what do I do in between, right? Do every other thing in between. Right, share your message. But how do you end your talk? You can also end your talk by powerful quote. You can also end your talk, right, by appreciating the audience, right? So you must ensure that let your audience know how valuable they are. If truly they are, let them know. Okay, live with a quote, live with a story. Also, live almost the same thing you use in starting. You also use it in ending. Okay, but this time around, you must also try to engage your audience and ensure that you also get feedback from them. Yeah, that's also how to end your quote, right? You want to get 1 or 2 feedback, or you want to give a summary of what you said. Okay, so if you have not heard it, so sometimes in my talk, I will say that if you've not heard anything I've said today, listen to these 4 things. You must take them home, never forget them. So people want to sit down and hear you. Your last words, they are powerful. So these are some of the ways to begin and end your talk, right? So this is just a general overview. I want to see there are 1 or 2 other very punchy things I want to say so that you can take them home as a public speaker. If you are getting value already, can you let me know in the comment section that you are really getting value from my sharing so far? All right. Yeah. So I also want to continue by saying that how do you now begin to earn from public speaking? Somebody else asked me, Nisho Yinka, all the things you said, I will work on them, I will improve on them. But Nisho Yinka, I want to begin to earn in public speaking. How do you do that? You yourself, how have you been earning? Number one thing is that I tell people, Miss Dr. Abiodun just displayed my book earlier, right? The title of my book is How to Earn a Fee from What You Do for Free. How to earn a fee from what you do for free. And in that book, let me just run through a few things, and I shut down on how to earn from public speaking as well, because probably you have been doing public speaking for free, right? So how do you earn from it? Number one is this, okay? The first thing is to be able to develop mastery. You cannot earn from a thing that you are not a master of. Yeah, I know that there are a lot of mediocres out there. There are a lot of people who you believe, yes, and the truth is that's the truth. There are many people who are actually not as good as you are, okay, who are actually earning from what they do. But I'm saying that for you who want to become, you want to last long out there, you want to deliver value to your world, the first thing you must do is that you must develop competence, you must develop flawless mastery. I'll say it again. You must develop competence, you must develop flawless mastery in that area of public speaking you want to build notoriety on, right? So you must be able to be a master. So learn and learn and learn and unlearn and relearn. Be a master of that subject. You want to be a person such that you are top of the mind. You create what we call TOMA, top of the mind awareness. So we're talking about computing. We're talking about child upbringing. We're talking about public speaking. We're talking about parenting. We're talking about the artificial intelligence space. Anytime they talk about artificial intelligence, how do you come to mind? Are you you come top of the mind awareness? Have you created such? So that's the first thing to do. You must develop mastery. So the first key, I've mentioned two, three, 4 points on how to earn a fee from public speaking. Number one is to develop mastery, right? Go through what I've said, engage in a course. If you want to engage my course, free. Always reach out to Dr. Abiodun and he'll tell you how, okay? I'll reach out to him directly. That's the first thing, develop mastery, right? Number two, and you can develop mastery by learning continually, right? By volunteering. A lot of people, there's a generation out there who don't want to listen to these. They just want to make it big and all of that. You need to volunteer in some spaces. How did I didn't conclude my story in public speaking. How did I get my public? I didn't just go to public speaking school to learn public speaking. I volunteered. All right, those days on campus, those days in fellowship, from leading, I didn't know where public speaking left me. Right, I didn't even tell you that. I didn't know where they left me, what we call glossophobia. I can't go into that today. Like glossophobia is another space in public speaking. I didn't know when that fear left me, right? Why? But I was volunteering. I was leading praise and worship in church. I was, I think my time is almost up right now. Yeah, in 2 minutes I'll be done. I was leading praise and worship in church. I was playing the drum. I was joining the choir before I knew public speaking fear left. So I was volunteering in service activities. And so that's the second thing you must do, right? You must volunteer in order to build mastery. Number three, all right, you need to convert what you do. All right, probably you are into fashion design. Can you begin to shoot out a video out there? You can create a video, create a content, right? Along this space. That's basically what you need to do. I tell people that the minimum you can do, all right, to convert what you do for free for a fee is to convert it into a product or a service. So how do you convert to earn a fee from public speaking? You want to do an audio material on your expertise, okay? You want to share out your content out there on social media, and you want to MC, all right? You want to be a public speaker, a public communicator. So how did I even come to this space? I started sharing my content on Facebook. So for instance, Abiodun is inviting me for a program this weekend. Next weekend, I'll be creating. I'm a public speaker all around. Okay. So people can invite you, tell some of your friends to also invite you for their engagement. You want to share 10 minutes, you want to share 5 minutes. All right. Before you know it, as long as you're pushing your content out there, people are seeing you, they begin to invite you. Some begin to give you an honorarium. Some you begin to charge for. Some you create a product or a service. So I do a public speaking masterclass, for instance. Right? I've done, for instance, how people can make money from their books because I've created a best-selling book. So look for those things, create a product, create a service around it, right? And you will be able to earn from public speaking. But one of the fastest ways to do it is to ensure that you let your word out. Let people know what you do. When they know what you do, right? When they are thinking of who to invite for certain things, I'm sure it wasn't difficult for Dr. Abiodun to have me speak here because he knew that this was what I was doing, right? So as long as people know that what you are doing and you're able to build a structure, a system around it by creating product or services, they will know about you and they will invite you. And that's how the journey begins. So just start that way. Sometimes they may even invite you for free. Don't worry. You are building your CV. You are building your profile. So that the next time they invite you in another 6 months, they know that. So when people are inviting you, set your profile. So people even want to invite you, they don't want to pay you much. When they've seen that you volunteered and you've spoken for free in this area, you will not even tell them you did it for free. But when they see that, oh, you've spoken in Faith Foundation, you've spoken, for instance, when my profile was being read, you've seen I've spoken to bankers, even though I have banking experience, I've also trained bankers, so you can imagine. So people who want to invite me and say, this guy's on a small cake. Let's add to his honorarium and all of that, right? So I hope with these few points in mind. So these are the things that you need to do. Because of time, I did not need to summarize. I hope you've gotten value, and it's been a delight speaking with you in the last 28 minutes thereabout. Thank you for having me, Dr. Abiodun, with your team. Thank you, and God bless. With me via, so my products, 2 basic products that I have out there, 2 products largely. My book, How to Earn a Fee from What You Do for Free. How to Earn a Fee from What You Do for Free. Making big money from your skills, your ideas, and your talents. Right? So I have that book out there. It's a bestseller, a Nigerian book in under a year. In about 2 years, we've done over close to 3,000 copies, physical copies, no soft copy out there sold. So you know it's book. I've seen people who have read this book. One of my proteges, he made his first 500,000. Another said, one pastor said, just by reading the cover of your book, Niyi Soyinka, I got to make about 1.4 million. So people have made millions, right? Reading this book. People who have been, dishing out their product for free, read the book, and they've had tremendous testimony. And I'm glad and proud of that book. So how to earn a fee from what you do for free, making big money from your skills, idea, and talent is one product I have, a book, physical copy book. The second one is how to be a best-selling author. I'm a best-selling author, right? One of your favorite in Nigeria right now. Okay, sold close to 3,000 books and all of that. We're still selling more. So I want to show you how I'm a first-time author. I've written just one book and I've made such impact. So you know that I have something, I have a secret. Okay, so I share also in a video. I created a video to help people be able to publish their book and also make much more money even than I have made, right? So you can get all of this on my website. My website is just my name, olaniyisoyinka.com, olaniyisoyinka.com, olaniyisoyinka.com. Olaniyi Soyinka is spelled OLANIYISOYINKA.com, OLANIYISOYINKA.com. Or you can reach me via WhatsApp directly. My number is out there, 070-3457-0310. I'll say it again, 070-3457-0310. Of course, finally, I'm sure this is being streamed on YouTube. I want you to guys, as much as possible, share this video and many other videos that Dr. Abiodun and his team have created. Share them on your status. That's one of the things. If you are not even doing any other thing for me, all right, do that. Share his video, the link of all his contents on your WhatsApp status, on your Facebook page, and let the word go out on the content that Doctor and his team are dishing out. Thank you for having me once again, Shehu, and everybody who's dropping their comment. Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. We are really, really grateful. And I will reach out to you after now. Thank you so much.
Amazing experience here at the Money Summit so far. Today, I'm honored to introduce you to something we have been working tirelessly on, Growth Hub Academy. Growth Hub Africa has always been about empowering individuals and business to achieve success through innovation and practical solutions. With this vision in mind, we launched Growth Hub Academy, a platform designed to help you monetize your skills, offering a pathway to guaranteed profits. The purpose of Growth Hub Academy is simple: to equip people with valuable skills and provide them with opportunities to monetize those skills. Whether you're just starting out or you are an experienced professional, Growth Hub Academy is a place where learners and tutors can thrive together. Our vision is to create a community where learning leads to direct earning. This is not just a place to learn, it's a platform that helps you to monetize what you know. Through the courses we offer, our goal is to turn skills into revenue for both learners and tutors. Connecting the Money Summit to the Growth Hub Academy. One of the central themes of this Money Summit has been monetizing your skills, and that's where Growth Hub Academy plays a major role. It's a platform designed for learners of any category to pick up new skills and monetize them. At the same time, it's a space for tutors to share their expertise and profit from it for learners. As a learner, once you sign up, you can immediately begin by picking up a course of your choice, learning at your pace, and in no time, you will be able to monetize those valuable skills you have gained. If you're a tutor, this is also an exciting opportunity for you. After signing up, you can request to become a tutor by accessing your dashboard. Once you complete your profile, the Growth Hub Academy team will review your application, and within a week, you'll be approved or advised accordingly. Here's some great news for our tutors. You get to set your own course price. If you remember, when Elizabeth Samuel spoke about monetizing digital products in the new economy, you will just know how important this is. Tutors have the freedom to charge what they believe their content is worth. Our payment model. And now to address a common question. How much do tutors earn? Growth Hub Academy operates on a unique revenue sharing model. Tutors keep 90% of their earnings, while Growth Hub Africa takes just 10% of the earnings. This ensures that our tutors are well compensated for their hard work. Seamless payment. And when it comes to payment, we have made sure the process is seamless. Tutors request withdrawals anytime, and payments are made weekly without delay. What do we mean? After every week, and you have made purchases and sales over the week, you request for payments weekends and get your payments immediately. So what are you waiting for? Whether you're a learner looking to pick up a valuable skill or a tutor ready to share your expertise with the world, Growth Hub Academy is the place for you. Come one, come all.